Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Talk with me, Jan Santos. And today we have a very special guest. You can see her. A very awesome human being. She's a public speaker, a mentor, author, and a social media influencer. Wow, that's a powerful combination. Let's all welcome. This is a tricky part. I will try to pronounce her name properly. I've been trying. I've been testing off cam. So let's see. Let's all welcome Miss KRISTINA Kovalevich.
Woo! That was perfect.
Thank you, KRISTINA, for being with us here in this show.
Thank you for having me. This is such an honor.
Thank you. So, KRISTINA, I am very excited, and I'm sure our viewers and our listeners are very excited as well, to know who you are, what you do, and who influenced you or what influenced you to be in the position you are right now. I'm excited. There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of learnings, I'm sure, because I've been reading the profile that you gave me. I've been stalking your IG account. So feel free to bring us to your journey, KRISTINA.
Of course. Okay. Well, we don't have all the time in the world, so we're going to have to make this quick. And you know that females tend to talk a lot. So you're really putting me to the test. So I was born in Eastern Europe. I came to America. I was 5 years old. I was very young. I graduated with both of my bachelors at the age of 20, which is pretty young in America to be done with double majors at a young age.
Double major? Wow, sorry to cut you with that. That's amazing. Yeah. Double major at the age of 20.
Yep. You heard me right.
I remember when I was that age, I was like, will I graduate or not? Anyways, continue.
No, you're all good. So one of my friends today was like, you're such a hustler. So maybe that's why. I'll be honest, I was not a big school person. I did not care for, I cared for education, but I didn't care for like the paper and the diploma. But I understood that to get my foot in the door, I'm gonna need to have a piece of paper. So I picked something that I changed my career a million times, and I finally stuck with psychology and sociology. In the meantime, at about 18, I got involved with my local community, and I realized there was a need, and there was a ton of young teenage girls that didn't have a big sister or a mentor. And I've always wanted that growing up. So I said, I'm going to step in and I'm just going to raise up and mentor all these young women or girls at the moment. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. If I had known, I would have never started. I'm just being so real. Teenagers are a handful. So props to all the parents out there raising teenagers right now.
Yeah.
And as I walked into my 20s, I got an incredible job opportunity. And outside of my job, I continued to host these local events and mentoring these girls one-on-one. Eventually, I'm really jumping through this. I worked as a supervisor. I led like a team of 15 people in a call center. And so my hands were full. And finally, at 25 years old, I was like, I'm done. My health was kind of lagging at that point, and I had an incredible opportunity. I've always wanted to write and publish a book by age 25. And I knew that that opportunity was still standing with somebody that spoke with me a couple of years prior. And so I did something that everybody wishes to do, dreams to do, maybe not. And that is quit your job and buy a one-way ticket. So I quit my job. I bought a one-way ticket and I left to paradise, and that was Hawaii. So I went to Hawaii. I had no idea how long I'm going to be there for. It was me, myself. I had friends and family that would visit occasionally, and
that's a risk. That's a big risk.
Yep. No, I risked everything, and I made my dream become a reality. And so at 25, I was able to just naturally kind of de-stress myself because I was like, running, hustling, from like 16 to 25, right? Because I started college at 16. And I came back after 3 months. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back to community. And so when I came back to Seattle, Washington State, the book went through editing for 2 more months. And then eventually we published it. We launched it through Amazon. It's called Predestined, Born for Greatness. The author is Andre Shapoval. I'm the ghostwriter. So I put all the thoughts on paper. So the minute you do something wild like that in life, you realize you can do anything.
That's scary, and that's full of risk. Yes. Wow. It turned out to be beneficial for you. That's a good choice. Yes. That's a good decision to make that you made. I'm excited to know, what was the driving force for you to really do the leap of faith, so to speak? Because it's I believe it's more than passion, right? To risk everything. What was the driving force? Is it someone that influenced you, or something influenced you?
Well, absolutely. There's many factors, and you know how that Proverbs quote is, it takes a village to raise a child. I feel like I've been raised by different people, right? We have coaches, we have parents, we have friends, we have mentors, we have teachers, we have friends. There's a lot of people that influence our lives. And I, in college, took a really weird class. Don't judge me for it. It was literally called Death and Dying.
Wow, that's very uplifting.
You'll be surprised. The class was not as dreadful as you think. And I took one thing out of that class.
Okay.
We read a lot of articles and videos of old people that were practically dying. And we were revising what were their last words. So you can imagine, people are almost gone. I mean, I hate to say this on a podcast, but their last words. And I'm like 19, right?
Right.
And
Okay.
And my first thought is, KRISTINA, don't ever live your life of regrets. Ooh. Don't live a life where you have regrets, because most people, when they're on their deathbed, they say, I wish I did.
Ooh, that's something that's very deep. I've read in an article before that, the biggest factor of being depressed is regrets. So that is something that in your context, the story, before they are on their deathbed, or before they pass away, instead of like being fulfilled in life, they should feel that, because they live their life, right? It's the opposite. They are feeling regret, that they wish they did something while they were in their prime.
Exactly. And so I've always been a calculated risk taker all my life. I've always liked the feeling of living on edge. The minute I become comfortable, I know something is wrong. Wow. And I literally look for ways to be uncomfortable. Wow. Because I know that that's the only way I can grow. And I'm a self-motivated person, but I'm self-motivated because of 3 things. And I actually talked about this on my Instagram live yesterday. Number 1, you need to know who you are. You need to know your identity. Number 2, you need to know what you are, like, what's the purpose of living, what you are living for. And that's purpose. And number 3, you need to have a vision for life. And the vision is your mission. And it's going to keep you disciplined. It's going to keep you on track. It's going to keep you motivated. And the biggest resource that a lot of people throw out the drain, it's for free. It's called time. And so the minute you don't learn how to manage your time, you waste your life. And so when you look at people, many times they have so much potential, but because they're unmotivated, they are not disciplined, and they do not know how to manage their resources on hand. And that's, many, many things. They waste their life. And I always say your 20s are your years to explore. So I'm 27 years old right now. I've been brought into a land of opportunity. Heck yeah, I'm going to use every opportunity I have. I'm not going to sit on my bed. And these are the most prime driving years. Like these are the years when we need to explore all our options. I would say you don't like your job, quit it, get another one. You don't like working for someone, make your own job, make your own business, like start your own thing. I'd rather have you try and fail than for you to never try and always wonder, I wonder what it'd be like if I tried.
Wow, that was like so much. It's solid, full of different perspective, and I agree. But let's put it in a realistic perspective. It's easier said than done, right? I totally agree, and we're in the same boat. I'm like that, and it works for me. But what if there are a lot of people out there that first is not as confident as you are, or is not as confident as we are. Second is the opportunities for them are scarce. It's very easy for us to say that, hey, if you don't like what you're doing, quit it, find another thing to do. But we might not know that that's the only thing that person can do at the moment. Yes, there's all room for improvement. But what if that's the case? And then that person comes to you asking for assistance. How would you, help that person?
Absolutely. So you're asking the right persons. I am a confidence coach, and I actually launched my coaching business this year during quarantine. So while I was stuck at home, and people come to me with these questions all the time.
Wow.
And I always say this, the practical way to do it is, number one, don't quit your job if you have nothing going for you.
Exactly.
Keep working, because you need to make income. You need to live. You need money to survive in today's world.
Yeah.
Money is currency, right? You need to pay bills. You need to have food on the table. You need to have a roof over your head. Those are the bare necessities. So don't quit your job unless if you have something lined up afterwards.
Right.
But what I always encourage people to do is to look at their schedule, break down your 24 hours.
Ooh, I love that.
Look at your time. People are like, I don't have time. I work. I'm like, okay, let's break it down. For example, in America, you're up at 6 or 7 a.m., for example, right?
Yeah.
You get ready, you drive to work, you start work at 8 o'clock. You have lunch for an hour, and then you're off. You're home at you're done at 5 o'clock. By the time you come home, say commute takes half an hour to an hour, you have dinner, okay? You enjoy your time. You're done by 7 p.m. Okay, let's say, I don't think people go to bed early, but let's say you go to bed between 9 and 10 p.m. What are you doing every weekday evening from 7 to 9 p.m.?
Got it.
If you're Netflix binging, that's fine. But you make a choice, okay? If you are watching people's lives, if you're scrolling on Instagram, if you're sitting and watching YouTube, that's great. But guess what? You're building somebody else's life. You're putting likes, you're putting comments, you're allowing them to grow because you're fascinated by their life. But what are you doing with your life? Because these are your prime years. These are 2 prime hours. 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, that's 10 hours. 10 hours to build your dream. 10 hours to explore what you love. 10 hours to invest into yourself. And if you don't know where to start, get a coach.
Yeah, that's actually right. Coaches. Yeah. Wait, did you ever experience that? That they're spending their time inappropriately because they don't know how to manage it. And then have you ever experienced them not telling the truth? It's like, no, or lying about certain things?
Yes and no. So yes, and the fact that a lot of people are very inspired by others. I have people that come, they're like, I am so inspired by you. And I'm like, wow, thank you. And I truly, genuinely mean that. And then the minute I start to even give them free consultation, right? Or free advice.
Right.
And then I'm great about accountability, right? Because as a coach, I check in every single week.
Mm.
You can lie all you want. You can be like, yeah, I did this, I did that. But I have ways to check. Like, there's ways to check in. Like, if you're still struggling with a certain mindset, it's gonna come out. Like, you can't hide it for too long. If you were supposed to, post something on Instagram and connect with a certain person about a potential collaboration, I'm gonna ask you, how did that conversation go? Send me a screenshot.
Ooh.
Like, you can lie, but you can't get away with it for too long.
You sound so. It's very scary. You look like what, like an FBI or secret agent? I will find out.
But the thing is, I'm a coach. I inspire people, but I also hold them accountable. And I inspire people for their own cause. I say, you don't hire me as a coach because you're paying me. You're investing in yourself, because a coach helps you become the best version of yourself.
Ooh, I love
so
that.
If you want to become the best version of yourself, you get people in your life that will help you get there. And I don't stand there with a hammer hammering you on the head. I'm just like, hey, let's talk about it. So what happened? What can we change? Maybe you're stressed out in an area of your life and you need to give yourself space to incorporate self-care or something else, right? Maybe you just need to get a vacation and just get a mental breeze and get away from everyday life. There's different ways to cope with things that come up in life. So every scenario is different, but reality is sooner or later, we need to face our own true selves. Like, we can't keep hiding and running away from ourselves.
Wow, I love that. What was the greatest challenge that you ever experienced, and how did you overcome that? In this line of expertise that you are doing right now.
Oh, okay, that is a really good question. And there's so many ways I can. So, are you saying something that I have experienced that has challenged me, or okay? So me personally, I'm just going to be so real and honest. The minute you start to chase your dreams and make them a reality, there are people that are going to become your greatest obstacles. And some of these people are your closest people in your life at the moment. And let me break it down. The reason why is because in the journey, when you're growing higher, people stay the same. And guess what? They're like, what do you mean you're up here and I'm down here? And to make them feel better about themselves, they'd rather drag you back down to their level than to level up to a new standard.
That's sad.
That is the greatest challenge, because in that, you need to make a decision for yourself. Am I going to let these people drag me down, or am I going to let them go so I can move forward? And as you say no to one person, you're saying yes to another person. And that person most likely will help you get to the place that you want to go to.
Wow, that's nice. And at the same time, that's sad. That's saddening, because you mentioned that most, you'll encounter people that will be like that. And the sad part there is they're close to you.
Yeah.
Right? They could be your family members, your really close friends. And how did you deal with those people? Because again, they were in your core,
life.
Your family, your life, your friend. So does that mean friendship over, or family, barriers or something?
It really varies on the person. Naturally, I'm a peacemaker. So I like to have peace amongst people. And it takes a lot of wisdom to be able to handle these situations. I don't think there's a cookie cutter formula. But one thing I've learned is that when you are passionate about what you do, you're contagious. And people, they catch onto this contagious bug and they become excited for and with you. If they envy you, if they're jealous of you, and if they compare themselves to you, the problem is not in you, it's in them, because they're insecure about something that you've already dealt with. So the best way to be about it is to just stay good friends in a distance, right? Be vocal. Tell people about what you're doing. Tell them about where you're heading. There's nothing wrong with sharing your dreams, but also be wise who you share it with. Because some people, they're going to walk over your dreams. They're going to tell you that the horrible idea. And if that ever happens, don't let someone's opinion determine your life and where you're heading. Because at the end of the day, it's their opinion. It's not yours. And if you believe in who you are and in what you're doing, keep going and find people that are going to be on your side and they're going to cheer you on.
Ooh.
And usually those are people that are either 1 or 2 steps ahead, coaches and mentors in life. That's just what I've learned.
Solid. Woo. I'm amazed with your confidence, Kristina.
Aww, that's why I'm a confidence coach.
Oh yeah, that's a promotion actually. No, how did you develop such confidence? Where did that came from?
Oh my gosh, that's another story for another podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna schedule that part 2 with Kristina. Give me a brief story about how did you came up with just such a solid confidence?
Absolutely. I will summarize it. So I grew up and I had very supportive people in my life, but I also had people that had their own inner issues.
Ooh.
And as a child and as a teenager, I don't know fully what's right and wrong, right? We're figuring out life or growing up. And these people, they would project their insecurities and their issues upon me. And that resulted in me being emotionally, verbally abused, AKA bullied, right? I was bullied.
Wow.
And I was a crybaby, right? The only way to relieve it was I cried. And plus, I am a female, and I'm not saying that men don't cry. I know males, they have emotions and feelings. But the thing is, like, I was like on steroids, emotional.
Oh, okay.
And you know what I mean? Like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
So you cry, and there comes a moment where you're exhausted from crying.
Yeah.
And that song, "What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger."
Mm-hmm.
You just become stronger. You grow a thick skin.
Mm-hmm.
But in another snippet, when I was 19, I had an incredible encounter with God in a prayer in one moment. And he gave me such a great inner confidence. He began to tell me in my thoughts that he has great plans for my future. And I just need to trust the process. I need to trust that where he's guiding and leading me is beyond me. And that gave me a lot of confidence. So I would say my confidence journey, it began at a younger age, but my pivotal moment where my life changed 180 degrees, it was at age 19 in one prayer.
So is that are you a Christian or do you believe in God? Or yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
how can I follow God if I don't believe in him?
Good. So is that like the turning point before there was a different Kristina, and then after that experience, that was the start of the Kristina that we all know now, right?
Yes. I actually hated myself. I thought I was one of the ugliest people on this earth. I hated who I was on the inside. I thought there was nothing good in me and I have no purpose in life. But when I met God, he said, no, you are not an accident. A person can be an accident to their parents, but they are never an accident for God. Every person that lives on this earth, they have a purpose, and we live for a greater meaning in life. And I truly believe that in my case, when I encountered God, he showed me that there's something great. But the thing is, he never revealed the whole thing right away.
Of course.
If I was to know where I'm going to be in 10 years, I wouldn't believe it right now. Like, if I was to know where I'm going to be at 37 years old, I probably wouldn't believe it. I'd chicken it out. I'd be like, bye. But the thing is, because I'm trusting the process and I'm allowing myself to grow one step at a time, I am naturally, organically growing into the person that I need to become.
Right.
And so I don't think I'm ever going to arrive. I think I'm going to arrive when I fully empty myself out, when I give everything that I am to this world, all my gifts, all my talents, all my skills, all my knowledge, all my wisdom. When I give it all away, then the meaning of life has been fulfilled and I'm done.
Wow. And I totally agree. I mean, that's the beauty of how God works. He doesn't just give you all the information, not that he doesn't like to, but we're a finite being. We can only see for a quite distance. We might
Exactly.
we might have a peak, but like what you said, we cannot fully understand because we're humans, right? And
Yep.
that's where faith comes in. That's where you
Yep.
start to cultivate the trust in him that he will not put you in a position that you would first suffer, or there's always a reason. I always say this whenever I'm invited for speaking engagements and coachings: intent comes before content. So there is
Oh,
always an intention behind something that is planned. It's intricately made, a process. There's always an intention before the creation. He thought of something before he made this situation. There's an effect. There's a result that is to happen. And in your case, all the sufferings that you've experienced, there's a reason behind it. He didn't orchestrate that, but
yep.
he used that situation to mold you as the person you are right now, to empower, to inspire, to reach out people and
Yes.
to help people in the future. And
Yep.
who knows, maybe the next year, 5 years from now, you will be in the next stage, right?
I receive. I love what you're saying. I love what you're saying. This is one of the biggest life mottos that I live by. 10% is what happens to me. 90% is how I react to it.
Ooh.
Your reaction to what has happened to you is exactly what will determine whether you're going to live in your past or in your future.
Solid. Ooh. It was like, man, the context of that conversation is enough for another episode.
Yep.
And for sure, we will contact you again to for that context, because it's very rich. I love that. That is, I believe that's the most important thing that this world needs, to understand your intention, to understand that you are designed for greatness. You're not.
Yes.
You're not just created like a mass-produced creation. No, you are designed. You are crafted. You are unique. So that's what something. That's what the people need to know, because we're so blinded. We end up being depressed that nobody loved me. I'm insignificant in this world. No, you were crafted. You're designed to stand out, right? So that's another topic that we can talk about, and very interesting to discuss about that perspective. Going back, why do you such a confident woman like you, as a confidence coach also, why do you think confidence is so important?
Oh my gosh. Because people, like I said, they're always going to have opinions. And if you don't have the confidence in who you are and in what you're doing, those opinions will shatter you.
Oof. Before you continue, that is solid, on point, especially now in the age of social media's on its glory days and going towards what's next. People are so fast in throwing your right opinions and judgment, right? And if you accept all of those, you're right. Again, it will shatter you. It will break you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You have to keep your eyes on the prize and understand it's going to be worth it at the end. And the price that you're paying right now, it might be difficult to pay it, but it's going to be rewarding at the end.
Wow, I love that. Christina,
Yes.
any basic tips that you are ready to share for all our viewers and listeners out there? Tips in how to boost their confidence, or any insight that you want to share for them?
Oh gosh, I feel like I've given so many tips in the last half an hour.
You did.
Just some that are very vivid in my life, and that I actually use every single day practically in my own life, is having a morning affirmations. Boosting confidence, it always starts with words. Words are powerful. And I speak about this a lot. I write about this a lot, especially on Instagram. Your words hold power. And the words that you allow to get into your mind, you're going to believe in them. And so many times people are like, but I'm no good. But nothing's going for me. I'm like, no, reverse that. What's the opposite? I am great. I am enough. I have everything going for me. Opportunities are going to come my way. Opportunities are here. And just start to believe in what you do not yet have, but you want. So that's the first thing to do, because the minute you do that, you're going to understand that you are valuable. You're needed on this earth, and people, they need you in their life. And you're going to naturally, it's like the law of attraction. You're going to attract the right people in your life. That, the foundation right there, it is confidence. So that's one of my main tips.
Game over. Game over. Thank you, Christina. Thank you. So that was like a power pack, knowledge bomb, perspective after perspective. Wow, it was awesome. It was awesome. I'm inspired. I learned a lot. Now we go to the part where we play a game. All right. So the first part is full of learning, sharing, experience, and everything. Now we reach the part where our audience, our viewers, our listeners will see, that Christina, in spite of her busy routine as a public speaker, confidence coach, is also a human being who loves to laugh, be silly, and just, we're human after all. All right?
Yeah.
Yes. So the goal of this game is I will ask you random questions that doesn't connect to any of what we discussed in the first part.
I love it.
So it's random. So random, even I don't know the questions that I'm going to be asking you. My team just gave me the questions right now. All right. But I can choose which one to go first. But I did not plan this. I did not create the questions for you. All right. So it's, again, not connected to what you do, to your expertise, and to our topic. So it's random questions. And you don't need to spend time in thinking for the answer. Whatever comes first, boom, you shoot. Okay?
Okay.
The name of this part, the name of this game is, we call it the Creative Fast Talk. I hope it's creative enough.
I'm sure it is.
All right. Okay. Question number 1. Actually, not a question, but yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Favorite food?
Ice cream.
Right. Okay. Any specific flavor for ice cream?
The more there's in there, the better. Lately, I've been obsessed with mint chocolate chip.
Ooh, yummy, yummy. All right. Favorite drink?
Hot tea, jasmine green tea.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was the third question. Coffee or tea? Would you
tea.
Still have
tea? All the way,
all right.
Tea.
Okay. Favorite scent?
I would say lavender.
Oof. Okay. What is the weirdest thing you ever done?
I ate rattlesnake.
What?
I was in Arizona State, and they're known for rattlesnakes, and I ate a rattlesnake.
Yeah, but why would you eat that? Why would you eat that? That's not food.
Peer pressure. That's the power of peer pressure.
All right. And how was the taste?
It was like chicken. It's crunchy chicken.
Actually, yes. I've tried to eat. I experienced eating snakes, but not rattlesnake. That's like an upgrade. It tastes like chicken. It tastes like chicken. Have you ever tried crickets or insects, grubs?
Oh no, I'm not that adventurous yet. Not yet.
You gotta cook it. They're gonna be fried, deep fried. They're not gonna be raw. So
I feel like that's a Philippines, Indonesia thing, right?
Not in the Philippines though.
no, that's just you. That's you.
And that's not me. I just tried it. It's not in my menu. But they say it's rich in protein, so yeah.
That's true. I've heard the same thing.
Okay. Summer nights or city lights?
Both.
Wow, okay. Barefoot adventures in the jungle or exploring rooftops in Paris, France?
The jungle.
Oh, wow.
I love adventure.
Sleeping beneath the stars or sailing at sunrise?
Sailing at sunrise.
Young at heart or old soul?
Young at heart.
Yeah. If you would change your name, what would it be?
I like my name. I think my name is very romantic, and it speaks of who I am.
All right. Okay.
But I was named Anastasia, and then my parents changed it to Christina.
Wow, that's actually both beautiful names. If you would change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why?
I love who I am, but I wouldn't mind being taller. If I could, I'd be taller.
You look tall. I was like checking your Instagram picture. You look tall.
Yeah, I'm like 5'7", but I feel like 5'9". Maybe because I feel like I'd have more modeling opportunities with the height.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's
what's the average height for females in the States?
For like models or just average?
Yeah, for models.
It's 5'9", 5'9" to 5'10".
And so you're below.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind.
But you can add up with the less measurement. You can add up your confidence. So that's gonna be way up there. Yeah. What's an ideal life for you?
Ideal life is to be able to work from anywhere in the world, travel the world, have a family, and live my life to the fullest. Right.
Wow. Well, the traveling part is on a halt at the moment because of the current pandemic. But yeah, have faith that everything will be, what is one thing that you're afraid to do?
Eat crickets.
All right. Okay. There's a follow-up question. Well, not a follow-up, but another one. If you would bring back someone back from the dead, who would it be and why?
Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh, I love it. I have a book here, but it's hidden. The Power of Visions.
Oh my gosh. And I'm reading The Power of Understanding Men. And then he has The Power of Understanding Women. And I read his leadership stuff. I love Dr. Miles Monroe. He is building blocks of how I think today.
Right.
And he is just a powerful man out of the Bahamas, opened up an organization, traveled the whole world, just very knowledgeable, very down to earth. But he like revolutionized things in the political realm, just leadership and organization, personal development. So definitely Dr. Miles Monroe.
I love Dr. Miles Monroe. I mean, that was one of the pillars that changed my mindset, and in my heart, the perspective he teaches business and in life is really amazing. I love that guy. I was really sad when he passed away. I'm not questioning what happened, but he established so many things and he could do more. Yeah. He reached out, and you were right. He established a lot of churches in the Bahamas, right? So, and I think he's on his prime. He's very young.
Yeah.
So
he was only like when the plane crashed, I believe.
Yeah.
He was very young. But yeah, I would not mind being the female version of Dr. Miles Monroe.
I will support you 100%. Thank you, Christina. Of course. Thank you for being such a good sport. Thank you for spending time with us here in this episode. Feel free to promote your social media accounts, any projects, any gigs that you want to promote. The floor is yours.
Alrighty. So my most utilized platform at the moment, every single day, is my Instagram. Good luck finding me though, because I have a very long last name. So maybe you should type it in the podcast title. It's literally Kristina with a K .Kovalevich. So there is where I am constantly engaging with my audience and my viewers. I am preparing to continue. I already hosted my first masterclass about confidence. So I want to continue to do that. To learn more, you're going to have to follow me because that's where I'm going to announce things. And then I offer discovery calls. So it's just a simple call where you get to learn more about me. I get to learn more about you. And we, just like today, we have a conversation. We talk about areas that you're struggling in, what it is that you need to alter or adjust in your life. And many people think confidence is just like, we're just going to talk about it, but it's many things. It's making your dreams become a reality. It's facing the real version of who you are and where you want to go. I have a wide variety of clients, and they all have a different approach. So just DM me or email me, KRISTINAKOVALEVICH@hotmail.com, and I will gladly get back to you. We can schedule a call. The first one is always for free, and trust me, that's all what you want is just a free call. You will benefit from it.
Thank you. Guys, feel free to connect with Kristina in her social media accounts. She's an amazing person. Don't forget to follow our Spotify account. It's also official on Apple Podcasts, iTunes. We have a YouTube channel. Check it out. The Creative Talk. Feel free to like, watch, learn, subscribe. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in this wonderful episode with a wonderful person. Kristina, again, thank you so much. You've been such a blessing. Continue what you're doing. Continue to be a beacon of light. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. We hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye, guys. This is Jan Santos and The Creative Talk. Peace.